everybody, and welcome to my organic kitchen. I am really happy that you have joined me. I really hope that you enjoy this class in this time in which we are all at home. I thought, well, what a better way I can help everybody in the community to share with them some of my cooking skills, and so I thought, well, St. Patrick's Day, I love St. Patrick's Day, and I always love celebrating, and I always have a big party and a lot of people join me. So this year, unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that. Excuse me. But anyway, I thought I would celebrate with you. So what's a better way to do it than making some traditional Irish soda bread? If you have never made bread before, starting with a soda bread is the easiest, because you don't need to leave that bread to leaven for a long time. So I think some people are trying to see me on Facebook through Live Producer, and I don't have Live Producer. I am doing it through Vivo. So I am streaming through Vivo. I might let people know that I am streaming through Vivo. Let me just do that. Okay. Okay. Let me just do. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. And excuse me, the people on Instagram. I'm trying to do both things because it's easier to get to all my followers, which are not both following me in both social media platforms. Okay, so let's start. So I said yesterday that you needed to have 4 cups of flour. We needed 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk. Now I'm going to show you how to make buttermilk. It's really, really easy. So here, 1 cup of milk, whole milk. I always use organic. So to that, for every cup of milk, you put 2 teaspoons of either lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, and that will make your buttermilk. So in this case, we're gonna do 3. We need 3.5, but so we're going to do, and I like using apple cider vinegar because of all the good active ingredients for your tummy. So, but you can use equally. We're going to do 2 for 1 cup, and then we're going to do 1.5 for the 3/4. So we do another 1. This is a 5 mils one, and then I don't have a half, so I've got a 1/4, so I'll do twice. The good thing about, I always like saying, use your kitchen as your mathematics, because we're always doing. Okay, I'm getting lots of messages, and I'm gonna need to let someone know that I am I haven't done this before and for a long time, so please bear with me with all the ups and downs that I'm having. I know a friend of mine is trying to see me in Facebook because I'm streaming using a different way. I'm gonna have to get someone to help me to do the live producer. So I'll do that. I promise for the next video I'll be more prepared. But you can always, if you follow me in Instagram, just go to Instagram, Carmen's Organic Kitchen. You'll find me, and you can see me as well. Okay, back to where we were. We've made our own buttermilk. I put 1 3/4 cups of milk, and for that I put 3 teaspoons and a half of apple cider vinegar. So before we start doing anything else, I already washed my hands previously really thoroughly. In this time we need to wash our hands a lot more, but it's also really good that you put some germ spray, or liquid. My friend Catherine from JK Naturals make this Germ Away, which is handcrafted here in California where I live. She's not paying me, I just do it because she's beautiful and her products are amazing. And I know all of you are having a lot of trouble finding hand sanitizer everywhere you go. Please go to her website and order it. She's got plenty, or she'll make it for you. So you don't have to be without hand sanitizer. And this one is really natural and it doesn't dry your hands. So there you go. So now we're going to get ready. This bread is really sticky, so be prepared to have a lot of sticky thing. For the people in Facebook, I'm gonna put the screen down in a moment so you can see what I'm doing on the bench. Whether the people on Instagram can see me well. I know all this is very rustic, but I had to run to the shops to get some milk because I realized I didn't have any. Before I forget, I have turned my oven on 220 Celsius, which is 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So we need 4 cups of flour. So we're gonna fill up 4 cups of flour. That's about 600 grams of flour. So for every cup of flour you get about 150 grams of plain flour. So roughly. So if you want to do it in grams, you need 600 grams of flour. I'm using 100% organic wheat flour. There was 3. And then we've got 4. I got distracted. Okay, so that's about 600 grams of flour that we've got here. So we're going to add to this a teaspoon of salt and we need 2 teaspoons. I'm having trouble in Instagram. I think that what's happening is that my husband is working upstairs, my daughter is in her room doing her schoolwork, and I'm trying to do that, and I think it's too much and it's not coping. Our internet connection is not coping, which is really, really sad. Now I am seeing that some people can find me and I am really upset. Okay, let me see. Yes. In Facebook. Well, this is being crafty, isn't it? Okay. I lost connection in Instagram, so I might talk to you for a little bit here. The thing with this bread, you need the oven really hot. The reason you need the oven really hot is because the buttermilk, which supposedly has got either the vinegar or the lemon, is going to react to the baking soda, and it's what is going to make your bread like rise. But it doesn't need to be leavened like you do with other breads. So we've got here the 4 cups of flour. You can add any other types of flours. I know yesterday I mentioned I was going to use other types of flours, but then I thought I was going to confuse you too much. So I decided to use plain white flour. I always buy organic, and I encourage you to do too, but it's entirely up to you. I put a teaspoon of salt. I use Himalayan pink. It's just my choice. I like it better. So, and we need to add the 2 teaspoons of the baking soda. So I know this teaspoon is about half, so I'm gonna add 4 of this. So always when you're baking, in most cases, you need to prepare your dry ingredients and then your wet ingredients on the other side. And I'm gonna give it a quick mix toward it. If you bear with me for a moment, those in Facebook, I'm going to start all over again in Instagram. Okay, and I'm going to start again because I don't want to leave my people behind. There we are. Okay, let's see if we can get back together again. Sorry about that. Okay, hi, back here. We just mix the 4 cups of flour, the baking soda, and the salt in here. So we've got all the dry ingredients. Now we're gonna make a well in the middle. Just please use your hands. And we're gonna add the milk we made. And now is when we have to start kneading. So that means my oven is ready. I'm going to use a spatula to start with because I'm not a big fan of getting my hands really wet, but we're gonna have to use our hands. Now this bread that needs to be kneaded incredibly. It's just a matter of mixing the ingredients well and creating like a bowl. I make it every year for St. Patrick's Day. Are any of you having a special St. Patrick's Day meal? Well, because we're home and I am making lunch, breakfast, lunch and dinner, which I told you is a lot of work, and I clean the kitchen a lot. I bought some bangers, some beer sausages, and I'm gonna make some colcannon, which is the traditional mashed potato, the Irish one, and that's gonna be our lunch. And for dinner, we having traditional beef with a green salad. And this year I haven't made any dessert because we are at home. All our sporty activities have been cancelled, and because we're only allowed to go out for a small walk, I thought no more calories, that's enough. So for those of you who have just joined in, I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties. I found myself when I went live in Facebook, I haven't done it for a long time, and suddenly a new platform came. I'm not very technologically minded, so that I found that really complicated. My husband helped me in the last minute, and we managed to get this Vivo through my personal Facebook. So I promise you next time I will have it ready. So hello everybody who has joining. So the temperature of the oven is 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 centigrades or Celsius. For those of you who are asking, and you need your oven to be preheated. But it doesn't matter if it takes a while. It's always nice that the dough rests a little bit. So I have got here, back to the bowl, I have got here 4 cups of plain flour, the teaspoon of salt. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and then we have mixed all up and we put the buttermilk. And to make the buttermilk yourself, I will put this recipe up in my blog anyway, so you can all access to it and have it for next year. Or this bread is great to make anytime, you know. It's an easy bread to make, and it's always pretty much, you can only use it within 1 or 2 days maximum, but it's better than going to the shop. So now that everything is finishing, maybe you get into it and make it more regularly. So make the most of it. We to make the buttermilk, you need whole milk, and you need apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. So for every cup of whole milk that you use, you need 2 teaspoons either of vinegar or lemon juice. I like using apple cider, as I said before. Sorry that I'm repeating, but it's for those that just join us later, because it's got a lot of active ingredients and it's really good for your tummy. Okay, so we've got a dough, a very sticky dough. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my bench. Just a little bit. Those people on Facebook can see my face, and I'm sorry, I'm streaming through my personal Facebook, so I need to fix that up. So I'm really sorry, and I'll talk to you about what I've got ready for the next few days, so you know what I'm doing, and I'll promise I'm gonna fix, and I'm gonna be through my business page. All right, so we're just going to knead this very, very gently. I need more flour because it is very, very dry. So you only need to mix it, to knead it a little bit. Don't just to knead. All you need to do is, if you want to learn a bit more how to knead the bread, I have a video how to make milk bread, sandwich bread in my blog, and also I've got the video in YouTube, Carmen's Organic Kitchen. I use the same name for everything, and you can learn a bit better how to knead bread. But this is very simple because we don't need to work the gluten in this one. You want to work the gluten in the other ones, but this one only needs just to really mix it. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of flour my hands, and what you want to do is to put the dough towards you and just fold it and just push a little bit and just turn it around. You fold it, you push, and then you do the same, and you do this maybe 5 to 10 times. This is as you can see, it's getting very, very sticky. So don't be scared to add a little bit more of flour if you need to, but you don't need to overwork it, because we want it to go and rise nice and gentle, and if you overwork it, it will be a bit tough. We still want the bread to be soft. Now in Instagram I'm having a lot of trouble, so lucky the people that are in Facebook. This is looking good in my opinion. So remember, you fold and you push, and you fold and you push, and you fold and you push, and you sort of turn it around every time. But I don't want to do it anymore because I've made soda bread before, and I know it doesn't need to be worked too much. So I'm just going to clean my hands slightly, and I'm going to show you what is that I do. Now, this is just a baking tray, like the one with your sponges and your cakes. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil in here. I'm just using olive oil. You can use if you want. I sort of like the oil because I find the butter has got a much stronger flavor and I don't want that in my bread. Make sure you brush it in all the sides. And this is a trick from me to you. We put semolina. We put a little bit of semolina in it. Now the semolina is going to stick to the oil and it's going to prevent your bread from sticking. This is great to use when you make pizza at home and when you make any bread at all. So check my YouTube video because I've got a lot of bread recipes over there. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of flour because when I get the bread out, it's going to give it a really nice rustic look. Alright, so let's get our bread. I'm going to help myself with this. This is very sticky. This is great to have for cookies and all that at home. So let's get your bread and just place it inside, and the bread is going just gently press it down. The bread is going to extend a lot more, so don't overdo it. Just gently pat it down, and once you have it, just gently, like I'm doing it very, very gently. You don't want the to flatten it too much. And now we need to make a cross. So I'm going to wash my hands. How am I doing so far? I can see a lot of friends, and that makes me very happy. As you, I apologize for technical difficulties. I always have these issues, I don't know why. But I have to go back to Instagram. Just bear with me, please. Okay, let's do it again. I think I cannot do this anymore when my husband is working from home. I always use this sort of knife to cut the cross. And the cross is what makes this bread so gives it that particular shape. And because it is the same day that we're celebrating, that's where the cross comes from. So it's going to give a really thick cut. It has to be very sharp. I use this one because it's the sharpest, but if you've got bread scorer, it's actually much better. You will notice that it is very, very sticky, but we have done it, yeah? And then it's gonna open through there. So we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour over. This is gonna give it that really nice rustic look. Okay, how is everybody looking? I might do this through Zoom next time, so we can all sort of interact, because I see a lot of people are doing that, and I think that that will be really nice to do. So I'm going to see if I can have a look into it, and it will be much nicer. There you are. I hope that you can see well. Also the bread, it's ready to go into the oven. So now what we're going to do, we need to cover this. You can either put a little bit of foil on top. I will simply put another tray It's a little bit open, but it's not a big deal. And I'm gonna put it in the oven. So we're gonna get this in the oven. Be very careful not to burn yourself. And we're gonna cook the bread. We're gonna cook the bread for half an hour. So I'm going to time it. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be here for half an hour talking to you while the bread is being made. For those of you who have just joined, we're making traditional Irish soda bread. So what I want to say is I'm going to put the results of my bread in my social media. I will post the recipe in my blog. The way I want to help you in this time that we all have to be home is I want you to get back in the kitchen. It's a really good time for you to get your family together and start making meals and enjoy. Celebrate your family by cooking together and eating healthy meals. So I invite you to visit my website, carmensorganickitchen.com. If you go into my blog, I've got recipes both in Spanish and English. You've got vegan, you've got vegetarian recipes. If I give you the options that you can add protein or not, there's some muffins as well. I have done a couple of recipes for Thermomix users as well. So have a look and check. And during this time, I don't know how extended it is going to be. I want to be here and help you. I know this was a little bit of a trial, so I'm going to work on Live Producer for those of you who are in Facebook, and then we can all work together. And I promise I'm going to check on it today. And if any of you who know me know how to work, how to work it out, I will appreciate your help. And I will cook a meal for free for you if you help me with that. How about that? So I'm planning to do another class. I need to be really prepared, but I want to do another class, and I would like to get the kids involved. So I'm planning to make basic butter cookies, or bickies, like we call them in Australia. So I'm gonna put a post in my social media today, and I'm gonna show you a sample so you can see what it you're gonna need, because the reason I want the kids to be involved is because there's a lot of manipulation. Kids love manipulating. This would have been good for them if some of them have joined you because of the stickiness. You more or less saw how I made it. You've got the ingredients. Remember, 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 Celsius, half an hour, and then after half an hour, put it on a cooling rack until the bread is ready. We're gonna be eating that today with our corned beef and our sausages to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. The only way that we can do, in family together and making the most of this time. So what I was saying is I will appreciate if you can let me know what you would like me to do for you. I want to do 2 live a week when this time is happening. I've got other plans that I'm working on for the upcoming future, so you will have most of my recipes in your hand very soon. Hopefully by autumn, fall, everything will be done. But in the moment, I want you to get to know me, to get to know the way I cook. Everything is natural, rustic, traditional, and simple. I don't know if that takes long. And my recipes are all. So I will like you to tell me, what would you like to see? You know, what sort of recipes do you like? So if you, I'm planning to do the biscuits or the cookies on Thursday. If this time works for you, I am in California, so this is Pacific US time. So think about the time that will be better for you. If you send me emails, I will work something that works for all of us. And I will put a list of all the ingredients that you need. Obviously flour, butter, and those sort of things. You'll need cookie cutters, biscuit cutters with shapes, so the kids can have fun. And that is actually something that we can do together because it takes only 15 minutes to bake. And then we can put them together. Now I need you to prepare some jam because we're gonna make cookie sandwiches or biscuit sandwiches. So prepare your preferred jam or make it yourself, and we can get together. So let me know what will be the best time. If I don't hear from you, I'll meet you back again. I promise I'll be doing it correctly on Facebook this time through Live Producer. I know people are looking for me and I didn't know how to work it out. So as I said again, if you know how to, please help me. I'll appreciate it. And you will be helping other people too. So in my intention to help you go through this time the best we can, I'm also going to start giving you some tips. So when we're making the biscuits on Thursday, will they are in the oven? I'm just gonna start giving you some tips. This is an idea that I came up with when I was in my recent trip to Europe, and I hope that you will make the most of it. So thank you to all of you that are here. I apologize again for those who went to my actual page in Facebook and couldn't find me. I promise I'm going to resolve that before Thursday. So I hope to see you Thursday. Be ready, we're gonna make beautiful big cakes, as we say in Australia, and I hope you enjoy. If you've made the bread or if you make it along the day, please share your photos. Let me know if you had any troubles, if you've got any questions. Send me a message through my website, or send me an email, or you know, my social media, if that's the easiest way for you. And if you know me, well, give me a call. How about that? Okay, so thanks a lot, everybody. Remember, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, keep safe, stay calm, and eat well and be happy. Bye bye.